What's up, and welcome to the Indie Credible Podcast, episode 54, a weekly podcast where we get together and chat about the world of indie gaming. We go for all the indie games we've been playing, we go for the latest indie game news. We normally cover a main topic, but this time, well, I'm going to be completely honest, there's not really anything big in the news to cover at the moment. Gamescom's just around the corner, so we're waiting for stuff to come out from that. So what we're going to do, instead of having a kind of final section, we'll chew the fat a little bit more on some of the news stories. But also, there's a game I really want to speak about a bit more because it's a big game, which is State of Mind. So we'll spend a little bit longer speaking about State of Mind. And then that's going to be the podcast, basically. So, yeah. As always, I'm Lewis. I haven't changed my name. I know I was Tom last week, but I've decided to change from that one. But yeah, I'm Lewis. You can find me at What's Up Woody. And Dan at The Dice Bear.
That's right.
Yeah, just type it in on Google.
And you get me.
Or Bing, or Yazoo, or Ask Jeeves. Any of them.
No one's on Bing. And does Ask Jeeves even exist now?
I used Bing the other day. Do you know why?
Why?
Because when you click on your home screen on like the PC, and you type in your little pin,
it
goes straight to Bing.
You to Bing. Yeah.
And I was like, I can't be.
Did you type in Google into Bing? I used to love doing that.
No,
it forced me onto Bing, and in the search engine, I'd write
I mean, you type in Google on Google.
I don't know. I've never tried it.
Ooh.
We'll try that.
Yeah. That's what we love doing. We love going on tangents. We're spitballing. And as you can guess from this conversation early on, we are intelligent people.
Very.
Yeah.
Should we mention the fact that Tom's not here?
Who's Tom?
Well, you were last week.
I was last week.
So it was Lewis last week wasn't here.
Lewis last week. Tom this week isn't here.
Because we didn't want him here.
He did tell me last week. I forgot, and he reminded me. Originally, he was going to come because I haven't got transport at the moment.
Yeah.
But he's not here because he's still in Manchester. He did tell me that last week. I completely forgot. He messaged me again today. He's in Manchester. I don't know what he's doing in Manchester. Who wants to go to Manchester? Manx.
No, I've been there. It was hideous.
Yeah. I grew up actually supporting Manchester United. I don't support them anymore. So I've been there a few times to watch United play. We should go on to some actual indie game stuff.
Shall we?
Shall we?
Shall we do that?
I want to start. Have you played many games this week?
I played some. Well, obviously, the big one I played this week was, of course, because the review came out and I played it last week. And one of the things I really loved is Overcooked 2.
Should we mix this up a bit? Because there's only two of us.
Oh,
you speak about a game, I speak about a game, you speak about a game, I speak about a game.
Let's do that.
And we're finished with State of Mind.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
So, I played Overcooked 2. So, I finished the review after hot weather, so it was a day late from it. But I finished my review. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to jump and I'm going to play on it for a bit. And then I do what I always do once I've finished a review. So once the review's done, written out, it's off to you, so it's off my fucking back, right? And I went on and I started reading other reviews because I wanted to know.
That's what I do.
Because you're just like, so I went onto the IGN one.
And there's
one bit in the IGN one.
They didn't copy yours, did they?
They all the way through. They just copied mine. And I wrote that Dead Cells review first. And it was like... No, there's one bit in there where they're talking about playing online with others. Yeah. And that you have to do it silently. You can use the emotes or otherwise it's silent. And it's like, well, that's not true. That's just not true at all. Because as long as someone's got a headset on, you can hear them.
Yeah, okay. I see what you mean.
Which was no good for the first hour and a half of I was playing online because they were all Chinese.
And the good thing about that game, I reckon as well, is you're not going to have, like Fortnite, fucking 7-year-olds on there going, oh, cut the chips. You're going to probably have...
They could have been saying that, but they were Chinese. No idea.
That's like Monster Hunter. When I was playing Monster Hunter, I was like, people would join, I was inviting me, going on it, and then... Japanese, and I was like, what the...
Don't know what you're saying.
I'm throwing emotes. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying, mate. And then someone's coming in, I'm like, I think that's a different person.
I don't know.
Tom, where are you? I need you to decipher this Japanese for me.
That's why I take him around all over the place. Tom, decipher the Japanese for me.
That's why he's so good in Harrow.
Yeah, I can imagine that. But yeah, so I've been playing that, and I really enjoyed it.
So I played what we played, the Let's Play.
Yep.
I then jumped on last night, SharePlay.
Oh yeah, you jumped on.
So SharePlay is something I knew of. I knew it existed. I've never tried it before because I've never had to try it before, really. Yeah. And then we'd finished... What did we play? So we played a game of Smite with Luke, I think it was. Yeah. Luke jumped off, and then your brother and I played some BlazBlue because new characters have come.
Okay.
So we played like an hour and a half of BlazBlue. Yeah. Then we're like... Let's jump off that now. We're kind of... you don't want to overdo it on fighting games. It can get pretty stressful.
Yes.
And we fancied something just really chilled out. And I was like... I've got Overcooked. I can see if the share play thing works.
That was your chilled out one.
Yeah, so we were like,
okay,
all right. It took about 10 minutes to work out what we were doing because neither of us have ever done it before. Then basically he sees my screen and I have to give him permission to use the controller. So then it works as a local multiplayer. So you play it locally. So he's classed as a local player.
Nice.
I don't know how that would work. I guess it would go split screen on games that required a bigger screen.
When you're both together?
Yeah.
In the same couch?
Yeah, although he's not on the couch, I think it would still go split screen because it's classed as a local player. He's basically playing from my console.
Yeah.
So games, obviously...
You wouldn't need to split screen in Overcooked.
No, that's what I mean. But I mean, games that aren't Overcooked...
I've done that, yes, and yeah, it's split screen.
Okay, so that's not the end of the world, but... so he would... we played Overcooked, and do you know what? I had a lot of fun. And it's the first time I've ever played Overcooked. Seriously. We were playing it quite seriously. Did you try it properly? Yeah. And we were fucking dominating it. We finished World 1 with 3 stars in every one. So but that was quite easy.
I did that single player. While my other player just stood there like a gormless little prick. It's like, come on. But Overcooked isn't supposed to be played on your own. No. It's really not. No. And I say that in the review that you can check out on indiecredible.com.
You can.
It's just you do just feel empty as you're playing it. You're like, you know what, so you jump on multiplayer.
Yeah.
And that's what's so much better about the second one and where they nailed it. It's the multiplayer.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand why they didn't have it in the first one because it is the first... I think it's the first game.
I don't know.
And it's probably a small budget. They're self-funding. And also, I don't know this. I'm very early on in my development career. But from what I've heard from my brother and things like that, is netcode is fecking hard to do. Yeah. It's not easy to do. It's like you're basically learning coding all over again. So
it was a massive risk for them. The first one was
But in hindsight, it's the perfect multiplayer game. Like it's such amazing. A good idea.
But it's one of those. There aren't many games my wife will play at all.
Yeah.
You know, she's very anti the whole thing. But Overcooked's one of the ones you're like, let's play this. She's like, oh, okay, because it's 2 buttons.
Sarah
she can handle that.
Sarah did play it at Christmas, but we almost fell out over it.
Did you? Really? Did you
start
shouting
the fucking cucumber? What are you? Fuck is this? Oh, I thought it was a potato. What fucking green potato? Get out the kitchen! Get out the kitchen! Yeah, she's like, it's not real. Don't touch the chef app. And they're like full on chef wipes.
We should do that.
We should do that. Yeah,
should do that.
It's it is the perfect multiplayer game. It's fun. I think it's visuals. It's aesthetics, it's style, cover up how fucking stressful that game can be.
Yes. And the new kitchens, some of them,
we played, didn't we? Like the portals.
Portals are bad. There's a couple of levels where the actual boards levitate and move, and when they're levitating, you can't do shit about it. So you can be halfway through cutting a lettuce, and then the board starts floating away, and you're like, I've got 20 seconds left, you prick, and I'm making a salad, and
yeah. And you gave it an 8.8.
I gave it an 8.8, which is pretty high for me.
It's really high.
Yeah.
I was surprised by the score.
The things that let it down there are some issues more through gameplay when you're trying to get hold of something.
Okay.
And it doesn't always... You have to be... There's a weird arc you've got to be in.
Oh, you mean when you're picking stuff up?
Picking stuff up, yeah.
And especially when you're frantic and running around, it's harder.
And it did lose a point for single player.
That's fair enough though, because
only because it's just empty on your own. And
random question: how would you do single player in Overcooked? Would you just do it so you could run it as a solo chef?
I'd give it AI.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I'd give it a real basic AI, and its job would be...
And you chose what to do, but on a D-pad.
You'd say, right, you're doing dishes.
Okay, yeah.
Or you're doing this. So its job is to collect the dishes, go to the sink, clean them, that's it. And then I can run and do the rest. But the fact that you're having to do everything and keep track of it all is just... There are points in the game you are just sitting there going, this is nigh impossible. I won't go for the 3 stars. I'll go for the 1 because I can't rush it. So especially with everything moving and going down.
So Overcooked 3... AI for you.
AI.
Do you know what I would add to it?
Well, there's already... Go on. Before we get onto that, go on.
Franchise mode. So you
build a restaurant.
Restaurant sim.
Oh my god!
And then when you like place the tables and all things like that, you set the prices. And then you got to cook.
And then you play in the kitchen, you cook it, and depending how well you do, it gives a kind of AI rating for the bots who will take over that restaurant. So if you do really shit, that restaurant will never do well. So you've got to go back until you get
build
good
an
at
enterprise of.
Ah,
that's it. Franchise mode.
Amazing.
Bring it in.
What I was going to say is, of course, there is another Overcooked style game coming called Catastronauts.
You played it. I haven't played it.
I played it. It's basically Star Trek: The Next Generation Overcooked
with cats.
No.
Why is it?
Because it's a catastrophe and they're astronauts. That is the bit I had a problem with as well when I first read it. Where are the cats?
You finished playing the game. Cats.
What's better is the guys. Who is it? I can't remember who's doing it. But they seriously looked at me and went, "You got a mental issue, mate." It's like, because I hadn't thought it through. And it was like, "Oh, it's catastrophe. I'll just leave now."
I love how we put the same and everyone else is probably like, "Catastrophe, mate."
Yeah.
I would love to have been there.
So there were cats in this.
I love the game, mate, but where's the cat?
Yeah.
What? But yeah, you were good at that, wasn't you? You done really well.
Yeah, nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. But of course, I played Overcooked a lot, and so you go to it and.
But that's like a repair one, isn't it? You're repairing the ship.
You're repairing different bits of the ships, and
catastrophe.
You've got to shoot enemy ships, so you've got to charge cells to put in the weapons, and you run. It's pretty much exactly the same.
Star Trek VR, not in VR with cats.
With cats, but no cats.
But no cats.
Catastronauts.
Who knows? They might put cats in as a unlockable.
They better.
on your recommendation.
Go on, then tell us one of yours.
I'm going to speak more about Unavowed next week, only because I'm going to speak about the next two games quite a lot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Unavowed's like a 2D set in New York, point-and-click adventure that's kind of set in hell. Yeah. I've not played enough of it to have a grounded understanding of it yet, so I don't want to kind of... But yeah, it's quite cool so far. But I'll talk about Dead Cells first.
The game no one likes.
The game that is literally... It's blown up the internet for two reasons. Firstly, because it's fucking amazing.
Oh,
secondly, because IGN literally ripped up. Now, yeah, because I do the same as you. So I write my reviews, put it out, then I like going and look at what I think.
Yeah.
That wasn't the first review I looked at. I looked at some other reviews, and then I was like, I'll go see what IGN gave it. Went on IGN, and I just typed in IGN Dead Cells review, and I didn't know about the whole thing beforehand.
Oh, okay.
Because someone commented on our review as soon as it went up, saying, "Hope IGN don't nick this," and I was like, "What the fuck's he on about?" Like, fucking weirdo. And then I think there's like foreign user account actually that said
it. Brilliant.
But then I typed in on YouTube, and it was like everything that come up was IGN plagiarism. IGN stole my review.
Yeah.
I was like, that's got to be clickbait. Clicked on it and then watched the video and was like, fucking hell, this is ridiculous. Like they actually like that. Funny enough, you said about 3 or 4 weeks ago they were talking about Nintendo having all the Nindies coming.
Yeah.
And there was the two guys on screen. And I said, I like one of the guys, the other guy's a dickhead.
Yeah.
It was the guy that's a dickhead was the guy that ripped them off.
Is it really?
Yeah,
there you go.
I stopped listening to that Nintendo podcast because of him. Right. He was so infuriating, like so annoying. And he's obviously a shit writer because he had to...
didn't play it.
Yeah.
Ripped off someone else's review.
He did. But no, I gave Dead Cells a 10.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because, I want to get something right. And... people instantly, who was it? Someone commented saying, is this the perfect game? The perfect game, as in overall perfect game, doesn't exist. You can't have a game that is literally perfect. There's games that are amazing. But the reason I gave it a 10 is for being genre perfect. It is the best roguelite I've ever played. And I think roguelite is probably one of the hardest genres to get right.
Yeah.
You got to beat the barriers of repetition. You got to make sure every time someone steps into that game, they feel worthwhile as a player. Because so many roguelike, that's probably the hardest element. But you also got to if it's a Metroidvania, which this is, you've got to make sure exploration's rewarded. You've got to make sure that... And people want to explore. People want to do this. That game does everything. Like, I finished my review on Tuesday. I'm still putting in 2 hours a day on that game.
I know, I see you online all the time. It says, what's Lewis playing? Dead Cells.
I'm always playing that game. I'm going to platinum the game. I'm going to get every item. I checked, there's a little thing you can check. So far I've had, for review, I had 47 run-throughs of the game.
Right.
1 completion.
Right.
But it wasn't a full completion in terms of I got to the final boss, but I didn't kill the final boss.
Okay.
So I haven't actually killed the final boss, but but I don't think I needed to do that to review the game. I've seen everything. Now I've had 92 run-throughs. Right. I've got 60% of the items, but the items now are getting seriously expensive.
Right.
There's one achievement so you collect cells along the way, and you've got to die with over 100 cells not banked. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. There's so many cells. I think that's going to be my last one. I've done everything else.
Done everything.
And then just put my controller down and be like, R.I.P. Take 100 cells from me. But the game is just... And I go on probably too long in my review about its roll mechanic. And I know it's stupid. There's a whole fucking paragraph on the roll mechanic.
Okay.
Because it is the singing angel of the game. It's what makes this from being a mediocre Metroidvania to an outstanding Metroidvania. Okay. I know that sounds crazy because you go, the exploration, the upgradables, the gameplay loop. Yes. But where this game is so good is the combat is completely on you because of this one roll.
Okay.
The fact that it's... So I say in the review, the most impressive part about the roll is the fact that it doesn't lock you in animation. So in attack animations, if all of a sudden there's an arrow coming at you, you're not stuck in animation, you can roll out of it. So that completely changes the game. Like, the only time it's not is so if you input a combo, you're fucked. But as I say in the review, that's your fault for button mashing. Don't button mash. If you hit 2 buttons and then roll, and the length is perfect. I know that sounds stupid, and there's a fucking million euphemisms.
What's the girth like?
Yeah, girth is spot on. The iframes are complete. So literally, you can roll through everything. Okay. It changed the way you approach boss fights, and it changed like the first 3 or 4 hours of the game. I was not using it enough. Now I use it for everything. I jump, I roll. Like, my movement is so much slicker because I'm just using it everywhere. It is the hero of that game. I know it sounds crazy. Trust me. And it's down to that role while you'll use different weapons. Because you can get in behind characters, you can get... And there's Assassin's Blade that does crit damage when you hit people from behind.
So you can
That's
roll
useless
and hit from
normally.
behind.
All of a sudden, once you utilise the roll, you attack them once from the beginning with your main weapon to draw their attention. Roll behind them while they're doing their attack. Hit them behind, they're dead. So it's 2-hit kill rather than 4-5 hit kill with a parry. It just... The roll opens up endless possibilities.
Nice.
The game's fucking amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Okay, real question then. So, you gave it 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
You know my feelings for roguelikes.
Yeah.
And how I find them. Would I like the game?
You would like the game. Yeah. I think you'll appreciate the game. I don't know.
They're very strong, different things. I'd like the game. I'd appreciate the game.
The reason I say... I think you really like the game.
Yeah.
The reason I say appreciate the game is I don't know how much you'd stick with it.
Oh, okay. Why?
Because I know how, so you played Slain, but it was really hard.
Slain's fucking hard.
So this is harder than Slain.
Right.
So that's why I think, but then, I know you like... Do you like Dark Souls?
Yeah.
You like Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
Yeah.
But, I fucking adore those games, and that's, I love that challenge, and, yeah.
See, I like a challenge, but only like challenges that make sense within it.
So that makes sense, but
So, Slain, I'm not very good at. I'll fully admit. Yeah. The reason I have problems with Slain is because I'm just not very good at it.
Yeah.
I've been playing...
Imagine Tom at that. I was thinking about doing this. I might do... comment below if you want to see this. Just a Let's Play of Dead Cells of, a noob.
Yeah.
A middle tier person, you. Tom's a noob. Tom can't play platforming games. 2D platforming
no, that
games.
Is true. You can't play 2D platforming games.
And he gets stressed at combat.
Yeah,
So this is his nightmare.
Oh, so you do the 3 of us going through the same section. That might be interesting.
And then you playing as a middle tier, and I won't say I'm pro or anything, but I've put in now 15 hours in the game.
We should see if we can get my little brother to record a bit as well.
Well, he's going to be streaming it as well.
Oh, he's going to stream
maybe I'll get him to play something. Just we do the opening section, or do the 10 minutes or something.
Yeah,
10 minutes, and I'll edit it. And we see how they play it. It'd be really interesting to see how Tom plays situations, how you do it, and how I do it. But yeah, I think you'll like the game. I think you'll appreciate the game. I don't think because you're not like me in terms of must unlock everything.
No, yeah, I wouldn't reach the point where I need to unlock everything.
Whereas I haven't finished the game now, but I'm at the point where most people would probably put the controller down and say, do you know what? Dead Cells is amazing. I've put 15 hours in. I've seen everything. I've seen every area. I've got all the abilities. I've got all the weapons that I can find. I haven't necessarily unlocked them all.
Yeah.
I'm done with it. A lot of people are probably at the stage now where they put it down. I'm like, I need to finish this game. I need every single one of those jars to have items in them. They will. I will be the conqueror of all items in Dead Cells. It's so good.
Good for you, mate.
So good. And apparently it runs really well on the Switch. Although, one point I will say from the IGN review, completely disagree. And this is actually his words.
Yeah, I was about to say,
bit of his words.
From...
And this is what made me realise he probably hasn't played the game much. He said he thinks it runs better using analog sticks rather than a D-pad. Absolute bullshit. If you're looking at playing a precision-based platformer sections and combat,
D-pad.
With a 2D art style, you need a D-pad.
Yeah.
Because you can't have the in-between jumps.
Oh, so do you think, you know how they've got those new Switch controllers with the better D-pads on them?
I would definitely have
Is that going to be an absolute dream?
I want those.
I'd say controllers, it's just the one side, isn't it?
I also want those more for the fighting games.
Yeah. With Dragon Ball coming out on it.
It's open beta at the moment. Have you played it?
No, I didn't know it was open beta.
Open beta
on the
at the moment.
Switch.
It finishes on Tuesday.
Oh,
yeah, I played it. You can only play online at the moment. It's perfectly fine, but I think there's a nice casual audience for it on the Switch. I think the hardcore competitive
you're not going to
people
get
stay on
hardcore
consoles.
competitive on the Switch.
So I enjoyed it. I'm not going to buy it again because I don't need it on the thing. Because when I play it to be competitive against people online or your brother. But yeah, that's Dead Cells. Buy it. What else have you played then?
So this week I jumped back on Absolver again.
Oh, nice.
Because not as many people are on there now, so it's working better.
Oh, cool. Yeah, cool, because it did have server issues.
It had serious server issues, and to the point I wasn't really able to play. I was doing fights where I'd punch at someone, and then I'd appear in 3 rooms away. And I was like, what the f*** is going on?
Wasn't great servers.
And it was really weird. Because I hadn't played for a bit, I couldn't remember the buttons and how to fight with it, or where the hell I was supposed to go.
You don't know where you're meant to go. So
that makes it even worse. Yeah. I was just running around for ages, just meeting these weird side guys.
I liked the game when it released. I liked the fact that it didn't kind of. So the map was very vague.
Yeah, it's all twists over each other and does bits like that.
But the actual map you see has just like a dot. There's no you don't know how to get there. It doesn't show you, does it? It just shows you the dot.
I don't even know how to get to the map, mate.
So the maps, or the little. Glimpse that you can kind of meditate at. Yeah. So the maps are next to them.
Oh, okay.
On walls.
Oh, okay.
But they're just literally 3 circles with a dot in it.
Right.
And the dot is... So the idea of the game is you're meant to go kill the dots, they're the bosses, to open up the last gate to go through the last gate and kill the last boss. Right. Now, I would actually change my review in hindsight because I said that the game was very good. It didn't finish though, so I'd be amazed... Amazed they didn't add a story to kind of say what happens next. Yeah. They never did.
Okay.
So the story is like, what the fuck? It means nothing. It's complete like, but how do you find the combat going back to it?
Well, as I said, because I had that break in between. Yeah. It's very weird, and I ended up just like, okay, I don't know this, and kind of felt like I had to start again. Yep. Which see that. I really didn't want to do.
I almost had that when I jumped back on when you guys played PS Plus, because it had been a year since I played it. But I played so much of it when it first launched, it kind of got back round to it. I kind of picked up enough to go, okay, I can play this again. My issue with the game now is it's too grindy. To get all the moves, to make a thing you want, it's very... You got to be defensive. You've got to block.
Right, to get the points.
And it's a bit grindy, I think.
My issue with it is I've got no reason to play it. I jump on, I had that bit where to play it for a bit, and then okay, there were server issues. That's fine. I come back again later. I can't remember anything. Do I have the impetus to keep going? Is there something there that makes me want to go further? Well, no, because I can't remember the story, because there doesn't seem to be
it's not
one.
A story, no.
There isn't really a map unless it's on the wall somewhere, and then I hadn't even noticed.
It's far too ambiguous.
And so you're just running around a vastly empty space. There are people here and there, but a lot of the time you can run for quite a while without meeting anyone. Yeah. Especially when you don't know where you're going.
Yeah, and you're not really meant to know where you're going as well.
And you're just like, you know what, there are bits about this I really like. Yeah. I think the combat's very clever.
Yeah, the whole building it all is really nice.
It all, doing that, like how you block and how you defend. You've got to think about how you're going to string items together to do the attack.
See, my gameplay loop coming from... I know you're not much of an online match fighting game personally.
No.
Whereas when I went back on it, I found I was like level 48 or something, and I was like, wow, I played a lot of this online.
Yeah.
And that's what I'd done straight away. You guys were doing a story. I was playing matches online again. And I was like, I remember this was tense, and you had to think about their stance, and okay, they're this way. And online, it's very good as a 1v1 or 2v2 fighter.
Yeah.
But that's really all it is. They'd be better, they would have been better off scrapping the story and releasing a free-to-play online fighting game with microtransactions.
Yeah, where you can buy new skins.
Yeah,
and
I think the game would have done a lot better and got more of a competitive basis.
If they'd done that.
That's what.
Yeah. So yeah, I've jumped back on it, but I'm not thrilled.
No.
Well,
we're going to be jumping on.
I'm going to keep jumping on it just in case.
Dead by Daylight soon.
Yes. That is now downloaded. But it is. I don't play horror games that much, so it's just sitting there.
It's the special edition.
Yeah.
They're gone with. I've already brought Freddy Krueger. I was like, I have to buy it. Even if the game's shit, even if I play it once, I'm going to play as Freddy.
Yeah.
But no, it's. I loved Evolve. I put in so many hours to Evolve.
I was so disappointed by Evolve.
Really?
Yeah. Because it had everything to be perfect. And what really upsets me with Evolve is that they released it and then months later they made it free. And it's like, this should have been free from the start. I should have paid 50 quid and then had a store that had more content than the fucking game.
The issue they had was, I don't think it was the developers at all. I think it was 2K, the publishers. And they've got a history of doing this. They're starting to do it with the 2K sports games.
Right.
Where they release a game that's 50 quid and then every piece of decent customization equipment is not just like, if we're talking 99p to buy a new skin, fine, 99p to buy a new skin. We're talking 7 quid to buy a new skin. New monsters, even more money. And that is actually then put in behind a paywall because your content is on a paywall. I think that game either had to be a 50 quid game, and then if you want this really cool flashy skin, then it's going to cost you 2 quid, but you can unlock all these skins by playing the game. Yeah. Or it had to be, it's a free-to-play game, and every skin costs you money, like Smite. They either had to do that, and they got caught in the middle.
But they also suffered from the fact there were so many times where you were just playing a game of tag, where everyone would just be running around in a circle. And you wouldn't do anything. And every now and again, you'd converge in the middle and it'd just go haywire.
So I don't know how much you played of it.
I played shit tons of it.
So
because I got it on launch and I was like,
yeah, because I found that at the beginning. But when I found out once the kind of, for lack of a better term, noobs had dropped off the game, I found that it wasn't a case of running in circles. It was a case of these people were not doing it, and they were setting up traps, and I was talking to people on the headset, and they're going, I'm setting up a trap here, actually. You wait over there as bait for the monster, and then we're going to hide in these bushes over here. There's a trap over there now. So it was a lot more cat and mouse, which was a lot more fun. But
that would be like 1 in 7 games I'd end up.
That might also be because I was playing a lot of the time with people, so we were communicating more rather than playing as a solo player.
Oh, well, you had your own team going on there, yeah. As a team, I can see that working.
Yeah.
But as a solo player, which is what the vast majority of people are,
it
was just like, oh, here we go.
Well, Tom's already said he wants to be the killer in Dead by Daylight.
So we're fine then.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, so...
I might just sit in the corner having a fag, just like, yeah, whatever.
Definitely check that out, and it's not free anymore, is it, Absolver? That's gone now.
That's gone now, yeah.
Well, the last game I will... Okay, I'll plug a quick game beforehand because I said to the developer I would plug it. There's a video up now called What is Bloodlust Nemesis?
Yeah.
Go check that out for a lot more information. I played it for half an hour for the video. I actually really enjoyed what I played. I was like, do you know what? I want to go back, start completely again. Not where I feel rushed for character customization and rushed for the tutorial sections and actually digest it. The biggest issue with that game, and I've said this to people, is it's marketed as a hack and slash dungeon crawler with vampires. I love vampires, I love dungeon crawlers, I love hack and slash. Take away the hack and slash because it's not a hack and slash game.
Right.
It feels very MMO-y, but not in a bad way. In a kind of combat is very kind of click the button to attack, throw an ability down, click a button to attack, throw an ability down, which is perfectly fine. The build I was playing is pre-early access, and it runs perfectly fine. Visually, you're probably looking at PS3 game,
right?
But it's what's there is there. It's got a real cool mechanic where your health is your feed, so you have to kind of go through stealth sections where you have to sneak up on people and you can't kill them, you have to feed on them, otherwise it's the only way you can get health back. Then there's like different clans you can join. So it's an MMO without being an MMO. It's like a single player MMO.
So it's got the RPG element of it.
Yeah, it's really... I like the look of it so far. I think it's coming out at 20 quid, which I think might be slightly too much, especially the state it's in at the moment, being early access and that. But we'll see where it goes. I look forward to... Hopefully, in a year or so's time, it comes to consoles, because I think that's where it will find its ground there. But the main game I want to talk about is State of Mind. Finished the game.
Nice.
Finished the game completely. I've got to go back and do some decision-making changes to see how it pans out differently, purely through review. I really, really like the game. I'm also having a really, really hard time putting a score on it. The hardest time I've ever had.
Right.
The best way to describe State of Mind is it is one of the best Quantic Dream games that's not been developed by Quantic Dream.
Okay.
In terms of, it is like Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
It is like Beyond.
Two Souls, yeah.
Beyond Two Souls. It is like, I've not played it yet, Detroit Become Human. But it's not those. It is a story game that doesn't have loads of action sequences.
Yeah.
But what it does story-wise and how it integrates the most cleverest of little touches stamps all over any Quantic Dream game.
Well, Daedalic are pretty good at making a story. And they're the guys who made it.
So you play as two characters. Richard Nolan's the main guy. And so the game starts, you wake up. I'm going to literally, the whole time I'm talking now, you're going to have my whole gameplay until I stop talking. So probably about the first 7 or 8 minutes of gameplay up there. You wake up in this kind of futuristic hospital. It's set in Berlin in 2048. And classic, I think every game of this kind of style does it. Your tutorial's done through a medical examination. Look this way, look that way. Can you walk to the table, please?
Like
Can you pick this up? But it fits in nicely with the story. Then you're asking about your wife and your kid, your son. The doctor's going, yeah, that's fine. Don't worry, they weren't in the accident. Then you go home. Your wife and kid aren't there. You got this companion. It's very iRobot. That's the best comparison I can give it.
Okay.
In terms of, so Richard Nolan is a tech reviewer, journalist,
right,
who fucking hates technology.
Nice.
In terms of, he likes technology, but he's like AI. He hates AI, and people have these companion robots at home, like in iRobot.
Yeah.
He doesn't trust them, but his wife, he's come home from the accident. His wife's now got a companion robot.
Bicentennial man.
So he's like, just fucking go shut yourself down. That's literally what he's like. Just fucking go and shut yourself down. I don't want to see you. His wife's gone missing and all kind of things like this, and you kind of switch between these two characters at the beginning. I don't want to go into spoilers because there's big spoilers very early on in the game, and it kind of, after about an hour, you're just bang. You can't put the controller down. You're like, oh, wow. There's decisions to be made. There's areas to explore. There's narrative being given at you, and the art style is probably the most complementary of any story game I've played. The way it looks just fits in so well with what the kind of sci-fi narrative's trying to give you. Now, this part blew me away, and it changed the way I played pretty much every section of the game. So there's a part early on where you're playing as the other character. I can't remember his name now. You're this posh guy. You're taking your kid to the doctor's. And the kid's like, let's explore the park first. So you walk around the park a little bit, and the kid's running off with his little companion flying robot thing. And you can kind of play on the piano. You can actually fully play the fucking piano. You can like do all these little side mini game things. And there's a part when you walk past and there's a bench and it said sit down. And it says it in every game normally, and you sit down and nothing happens normally. So I sat down and I was like, I was about to get up. And then all of a sudden, like a good 2-minute, fully animated cinematic cutscene started playing. And I was like, okay. And that carries on throughout the game where there's these moments that you're like, it makes it feel so, for lack of a better term, organic. It makes it feel alive because it seamlessly goes, you just sit down and all of a sudden you start having a conversation with a stranger who means nothing to the story. but they've actually animated and put these sequences in to make it feel more.
And does that sequence repeat again? So if I was to sit down on the same bench again?
No, because they walk away half the time. And so the first time when I sat down, it was this guy, and he was basically, I think he's dying. He's very vague, but you kind of like, the guy's like, are you having a good day? He's like, yeah, it's all right. And he's like, well, the weather, he said, you don't get the longest time to live. And when a robot comes and he's like, you must come back to your room. And he's like, I haven't got long, mate, so you're going to just let me sit here in peace. I mean, he's like, you must come back. I mean, he walks off. And I was like, if I didn't sit down, I wouldn't have seen it. Most people won't sit down on the bench. But that continues to happen throughout the game. There's times when you'll walk past something and you'll be going the wrong way, but then someone will stop you. And rather than just turn you around, you'll have a 2-minute cutscene that goes under it. And then it's moments like that, and then other times where you walk to the window in your apartment, and then all of a sudden, without a loading screen, without anything, without rendering, the camera will just kind of come off you, and it will sweep around you, and this kind of sweeping orchestral music will kick in, and it will kind of set the scene a bit more, and it will come back, and it just doesn't need to do it. But by doing it, it makes it feel, this is the most cinematic game I've played.
Right.
More so than something like an Uncharted or anything like that. It's so... And I've never seen that in a game before. Like, how integrated it is with its cinematography and its gameplay. But then you're looking at the underlying part of it, what gameplay's there? Not loads. For 10 hours,
But then again, you're someone who was telling me that Edith Finch is great and telling me that all of these...
This is what I'm saying.
So what do you want from a game? No, if they're games, then this is
that's what I'm saying. I love it. This one I'm having a hard time with a score.
Well, you score what you believe. That's what a score is.
Oh yeah, but
let's not get into scores, mate. Because know I think they're bullshit.
So this is what I'm thinking. I love it, and there's no denying it's a very well designed game. It runs absolutely perfectly. One of the best things about it is how there is not a single load screen, or it keeps you in the world because of the way it kind of wraps you up in this kind of very cinematic performance. The voice acting is brilliant, although really fucking annoying. The lead guy is voiced by fucking Geralt from The Witcher. So all I keep seeing is like, when I was doing stuff, stuff was happening, and I'm like, oh, I'm not fucking playing The Witcher. Like, that really threw me a lot.
So did you keep going, right, and now I'll go play Gwent for a
bit? It's an incredibly good game, but a lot of people are going to probably get it and be down on it because it's going to be 10 hours of story. I don't have any issue with that. I think you'll appreciate.
But then again, it's like you were saying about Dead Cells.
Yeah.
You gave it a 10 out of 10 for being of that genre. People who pick it up and don't like it because it's got 10 hours of story, well then don't buy a story-driven game that's about a story.
Yeah.
Is it?
No.
So, when you come to scoring, you score it on what you believe.
Yeah.
Because scores are just opinions anyway.
Yeah, they are, completely.
Yeah. There's no science behind it.
You sound like Jim Sterling now. You sound like Jim Sterling.
Jim Sterling. Well, Jim Sterling can be right twice a day like a broken clock.
He's alright.
I quite like Jim Sterling. I do find him a bit weird sometimes.
His thing on the whole the IGN thing was hilarious.
Oh yes, yeah, where he's like that. The bit that I struggle with Jim Sterling is his wrestling. Because you know how he likes to wrestle.
Yeah.
Mate, you're not made for those costumes. You're not made for those costumes. I get it, you've got a fetish. Good for you, mate, but let's not have it on camera, shall we?
Yeah. No. But no, state of mind, my review will go up close to... The game releases on Wednesday. It's coming to PS4, Xbox One, PC and Nintendo Switch on Wednesday. It's coming priced at £35.
Is that going to hurt it? I'm not saying is it not worth that price, but do you think that's going to hurt it?
Because I think people will see that and then see other games on there. Like Nintendo games, when they go cycle rotations on sale, something like Xenoblade Chronicles will probably be 45 quid. Well, I'll pay an extra £10, I get this 200-hour JRPG. But is it worth the £35? Yes. It's 10 hours of very well-told story. If you want to know my final impressions on it, I've basically set up I've set up some checkpoints that I need to go back now and change my decisions to see how different that kind of branches out. And that's going to really hinder on, were they consequential or was it just a case of it was always going to go back to the same one?
Yeah,
so that's state of mind.
Ooh. I remember looking at that one, and I spoke to the lady who was there for ages about it, and thinking, actually, this looks really fucking good. It did look really good.
It's very, very nice game. Should we go on some news?
News!
Lewis isn't here at the moment, so we're...
Stop changing your frickin' names!
Okay, news. We've got 6 pieces of news this week.
Why are you asking that as a question? It's really
and also, it will be live tomorrow as a recording, but that'll be a couple of days ago from when this goes live. The weekly news thingy. I've recorded it today, edit, it will go live tomorrow morning, Saturday morning.
Okay.
And that's going to be a weekly thing now. So every bit of news I talk about, or we speak about now, I also speak about in I think this week's video is 4 minutes. So it's a case of, here's the headlines, here's what we're going on with them, here's some videos of gameplay, done.
Nice.
So if you just want to kind of quick little fix to kind of see it, exact same news stories, but we're going to chew the fat on them now, really deep dive, as they call it in Ghost in the Shell.
We're not deep diving into these.
We're deep diving all the way. Up first.
Yeah.
We got an announcement from Drastic Games, a new indie dev studio made up by Epic veterans. It always makes me laugh when they send you press releases and they go, Epic veterans, new studio. Because they really think, oh, wow, Epic Games. And that's a new game called Soundfall, which is a rhythmic-based dungeon crawler that mixes twin-stick shooting with rhythm gameplay.
Got to say, when you told me this, before I saw that you told me, as soon as I heard twin-stick shooting, my head just went, oh. Because, yes, rhythmic-based dungeon crawler, brilliant. We've had that before. Yep. Really good game. I can't remember the name of the game, but it was a really good game.
I know the one you mean, yeah.
And then it was twin stick shooters, and then we watched the video for it.
Yeah,
it looks really good.
It looks really cool.
Look really good.
It does look nice. It's also almost elements. I mean, it comes hand in hand with the twin stick shooting. There's definitely bullet hell elements in there.
Yes.
And like you said, I'd like to know if you're doing stuff to the beat. Do you get
do more damage?
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions about it. You can obviously play it 2-player co-op as well. From the bits they showed, and they were showing 2-player co-op in it. It's nice, it's bright, it's clear, which is good. It's not usual. It's a really dark and everything's greys and blacks. This is nice. And
what's it called when the equalizer on a soundbar? The soundbar's bouncing.
What, your waves?
You know the way the blocks though, they look like a bar chart.
Oh, the different levels of your EQ.
Yeah. And they're bouncing up on the islands around you. So
So as you play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it looked really good. I was actually surprised.
It looks camp. It looks cheesy.
It does look camp and cheesy.
I'm in.
But if they do add the bit where you're going to do more damage, depending on if you're hitting it with the beat, oh man, the combat's going to be amazing. Especially if it's not just on beat. If you can hit off beat moves that are still in time. To build
I wonder if it'll be then, because obviously twin stick shooting you'll have different weapons you can pick up.
Yeah.
I wonder if when you pick up the weapon it changes the track, because obviously some will shoot faster, some will shoot slower.
Adds a new bit.
So it kind of mixes it up a little bit. Because that's what I can see why they've gone for the kind of EDM style music, because that's the easiest one to kind of mix together. Yeah. I mean, Drastic Games, it looks good, but to make it really good, give us a deluxe edition with a Taylor Swift soundtrack.
God no.
That will sell.
Can we? Millions. Actually, no. Can we, for once, in this whole music sign... Look, we've had it with Double Kick Heroes.
Yeah.
But can we have some more metal? Can we please have something that rocks?
Taylor Swift?
No. Something that rocks.
She's a country singer.
She was a country singer. She's not a country singer anymore. She hasn't been a country singer for ages. She's been for a while, but...
My girl. Although, Ruby's getting close to beating her.
Ruby's going to beat Swifty.
Well, I don't have a Swifty hoodie, and I've now ordered a Ruby hoodie.
Yeah, because you're a 14-year-old girl. But
I do want to get a Swifty hoodie that says "Hate is going to hate." They sell them, but they're £50.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe if I just message her saying, "Look, Swifty, big fan."
Look, Swifty. Can you start with "Look, Swifty"? Because that'd be, oi, Swifts.
Yeah. Well, you saw that the Double Kick Heroes when I added the...
Yeah, no, they like that.
They were like, I can't believe someone's done this. Oh, I spent so many hours doing that. Fuck me, that was hard. Anyway, the next bit of news comes around another indie game announcement.
Oh God, yeah.
This time it's Stormboy. Now, Stormboy was announced to release later this year on consoles, PC, and phones. It is based on an Australian children's book that was written by Colin Feale. in 1964. Apparently, it's a very nice, charming, very well-known Australian children's book. The trailer does a really bad job of explaining what the game's going to be.
It's about a boy who plays cricket with a pelican, isn't it?
All we know from the press release is about a boy who befriends a pelican on an island. But the trailer is played out through water kind of colour style stills, isn't it?
Yeah, very blended animation together. It's very basic.
It looks like that whole kind of rhyme element in terms of it's going to be a solo boy searching, finding his soul.
Kid runs down a dune. You've got the little grasses going behind him. There's a pelican on the beach. And then he lobs a cricket ball into the sea. The pelican gets it. He gives it a hug. That is literally the trailer.
That's the game. How far can you get power-ups to throw the ball
throw further? Yeah, that's right.
If you hit the pelican, bonus points. It's like
First
the old...
to kill the pelican wins.
Do you remember the old Beavis and Butthead game where you had to spit off the roof?
No, I don't.
Do you remember this?
I do remember the Beavis and Butthead game, as in I remember it being there, but I don't think I played it.
You had to phlegm off the roof.
Oh, and then suck it back. Is that the one you had to suck it back up?
You could. What was that? That was the special ones you could do with the big bogey ones. Yeah, it's going to be like that with pelicans.
With pelicans and a cricket ball. Yeah, so apparently this is going to be a great game, but at the moment, what I've seen of it, I need more before I can make any sort of judgment on it.
That another site, we keep seeing fucking trailers. Like we got invited up to London to play today on Friday to actually play the game, but it's in London and we're not near London, so it's a palaver to get up there and get back. More news. Surviving Mars. Have you played this yet? I know you want to.
I haven't. I really want to play this.
Surviving Mars is the RTS style. Is it RTS? No, it's Sim.
It's a Sim one,
sorry, not RTS. It's a Sim building game, colony building game on Mars. It's got 2 big updates, and what's really good about these updates is they're completely free. These updates come in the form of Da Vinci and Sagan. Sagan.
It's Carl Sagan.
Oh.
It's a physicist.
Yeah, I knew that. And they include a new creative mode where you can literally, unlimited money, build what the fuck you want, and 24 new challenges to play through, which is quite a lot for free. 24 challenges.
That is, yeah.
So, and they're the modes that I always like on their sim games. The kind of
challenge.
There's earthquakes going to happen once every 6 months.
Oh, come on! Who didn't do SimCity and release Godzilla on their city? Everyone did that. You just I built a city, Godzilla it, brilliant.
Yeah. And UFOs.
UFOs, yeah.
Send the UFOs in. Another announcement is Horizon Chase Zero. I done a Let's Play of this a little while ago. It's the very Outrun / Top Gear style 2D racer.
Yeah, I suppose it is, isn't it?
The kind of the track rolling more and the car stays still, really. I really liked it. I keep jumping back on and keep plugging away at it on PC, but it's coming to Nintendo Switch, and I think I'll probably buy it on the Switch.
Yeah,
I probably will buy it on the Switch.
Do we know how much it's going to
be? On Steam, it is $11.99.
Okay, so we're probably talking about 15 on.
Probably 15 quid on Switch, which it's got a lot of gameplay to it. There's like lots to unlock. And it's the classic. You get 3 stars if you get everything done on this track, and the more stars you get, the more cars you unlock, and all that jazz. Now, it's a bit vague here. 2 to 4 player multiplayer, but it says next that online functions. It doesn't say online play, so I don't know I don't know if it's going to be online leaderboards.
So it's probably got leaderboards online, and it's co-op multiplayer.
Possibly, yeah. It just said 2 to 4 player multiplayer, but online functions. So I'm guessing with you leaderboards and daily scores or something like that.
Yeah,
I doubt you'll be able to play multiplayer online. And it's coming later this year. It's going to release before the end of the year.
Nice.
A game that we played at EGX and EGX Res. I didn't play at EGX Res, actually. I only played at EGX.
Oh, okay.
Is Claws of Furry. Sorry, not Furry.
Fury. Fury.
Yeah, Fury. FURRY. Say it how you want. It's got a PC and console release date, and it's coming on the 4th of September, the same day that 2 games I like are coming. Genesis Alpha 1.
Right, yeah.
And Dragon Quest Heroes. No, sorry, Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a good game.
Yeah, it's alright. It's a good fighter. It has cats, unlike Catastronauts. It didn't manage to have cats in it. This one's got cats in it. They beat the living shit out of each other.
I played it co-op with another journo.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun co-op. It's a classic 2D side-scrolling, brawling beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Where you there's loads of enemies on. You got kind of rather, I'd say cute cats, but they're ninjas, so they're not that.
It's got
cute.
a nice sense of humour to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can throw his abilities down. You can cause havoc on the screen. You can fuck with your player you're playing with.
Where you go with that, mate?
Yeah, I was trying to get the words out. Yeah, it's fun, and I look forward to jumping on the 4th. And now I know that share play is a thing.
Yeah.
We can just play it like if one of us gets keys.
Yeah, here we go.
Cool. There we go. Jump on it and play it together. 4th of September. That's all consoles, including Switch.
Okay.
So
yeah, that'd be all right.
Well, he's got the
two controllers.
And the last piece of news this week comes in the form of it's very little indie game that many people probably haven't heard of, called Above. Above got its first ever official gameplay trailer. There was like clips of the game before, now it's a full-on trailer. And sorry if people can hear a noise. It's literally
pelting it down,
hammering down with rain here. So yeah, Above got a gameplay trailer, which you'll see play now. It's very short. It's like 35 seconds, so I'll probably play it over a couple of times. This game's really... I like the game.
It was really sweet because we played it in the... we played it EGX Rezzed in the at the Left Field Collection. And it's a really sweet game. It's very gentle. Because all you're doing is you're taking off from small islands, you're having a little fly around collecting bits, and then landing again.
We have to collect... So the idea of the game is each island has different crates on.
Yeah.
And you have to land to get crates, which either give you money or upgrades.
Yeah.
And you have to upgrade your plane so you can fly further afield on more fuel to then get better stuff to kind of keep upgrading. They haven't said what the kind of end game stuff is in terms of what do you find further afield. But it has got these fucking really bizarre, hidden, out of nowhere sea monsters.
Yeah.
They are genuine monsters where you're just flying around, you're like, this game's quite chilled out. And you're flying over, and out of nowhere, this fucking beast comes flying up, you see on the trailer, and just takes your plane out of the sky, and you're like,
oh,
I'm dead.
Shit.
Wow. And I found the flying mechanics good, but very intricate. Like, they were really... Okay. I found them very kind of... You had to really think about your approaching and...
Oh, the landing wasn't as easy as some of the other games have been. But then again, I kind of like that.
That's the mechanic of the game, isn't
it?
You don't want it easy. It's risk and reward. It's the small islands had better stuff on, but they had a less of a landing area.
Yeah, so you had to be far better at getting in there and doing that bit. But yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was gentle.
I think we're definitely looking... I wouldn't be surprised if this game releases an early access first.
Yeah.
Like early next year, and then maybe like they can keep adding to it, and a year down the line we get a console release. Similar to like Dead Cells. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the route they take. A fair play to them, Mighty Morphin developers, and we look forward to seeing what else they do and playing their game when it's got more of a finished basis. But that's it.
That's it.
That is this week's Indie Credible Podcast. Sorry again, there is no final section, but I sat down, I thought about it, I looked for the news, I wrote down some ideas, and I was like, what's the point of forcing a final section if there's nothing to talk about? It's going to bore people. We're not going to be interested in talking about it.
No.
I wasn't going to jump on a bandwagon and go, let's talk about the IGN Players' Right stuff. I was like,
we've already done that.
Everyone's done that. I mean, like...
I would say, on one note with that, IGN actually did a really good job of taking it down.
They did,
really quick.
And I will say as well, I know you're not huge fans of them, but
no.
Remember, what one guy does isn't a representation of that whole company.
No.
And someone from Rooster Teeth put a really good fucking comment out. Because they released a Stardew Valley updated review with the whole multiplayer.
Yeah.
The same night that Dead Cells got pulled down. And everyone commented on saying, is this review real? Did you copy this review? And the Rooster Teeth guy commented on there, basically saying that someone has worked their arse off to make that review. They're not the person that plagiarised. No. Don't beat them up for it. So we can take the piss at them because it's like fucking McDonald's making the food poisoning error, isn't it? It's like, you laugh at them because they're the big guys, but it is one dickhead's.
It is one person's fault. It's not the company's fault on that. And they did the right thing. They took it down. I don't know if they've compensated the guy.
They literally just announced with him that they are in talks of compensation.
Excellent. So as long as they compensate him for stealing his work, and hopefully what they'll do is they'll put that review back up, but with his name at the bottom, review on their site. One thing
they have done as well, which I'll give them credit for, is every time they've released a statement or they spoke about it on camera, they have mentioned the Boomstick Gaming, and they've put a link to his channel. underneath it. The guy went from, I mean, he is laughing now. He went from, I think on the morning it come out, he had 14,000 subs. He's now got 27,000 subs.
There you go.
Like,
so you've seen a massive.
I mean, IGN, we have got a load of reviews.
Please, just get on there, copy them.
It's like State of Mind's coming out soon. I'll put it out a little bit. I'll put it out an hour before embargo if you want. Copy paste.
Copy paste. That's all cool. Done for you, mate.
Yeah.
All
Our
done.
people will talk to your people. We'll keep it out of court. It's all fine. But no, that is the end of the Indie Credible podcast, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, listening, or watching, whatever you chose to do. If you do like what we do, then make sure you give us a little like on these videos, or even subscribe to us on YouTube. We try to bring you weekly news shows, we bring you weekly release shows, we bring you monthly content, we bring you reviews, loads of different stuff. And if you really like what we do, then you can find us over on Patreon. $1 a month will give you exclusive pre and post show content to these podcasts, where we just chat about literally anything and everything. Or if you want to stretch up to $5, it gets you some early access to another monthly show we do. And those names coming across now, it gets your name added to that list. That's just $5, you know, like £3.69 in the UK. Absolute bargain. Yeah, that's going to wrap us up there.
Nice.
Until next week, guys, you stay indie credible.
See ya.